Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share.
What's going on, y'all? Today on the block, we want to discuss the Jussie Smollett issue. It's a lot of things going on with it, a lot of things that we need to unpack. Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 150 days in jail for lying to police. It's kind of crazy, but I think once we unpack it, you'll kind of see Jussie lied. For one, he lied. Two, the judge was kind of tripping, and then three, the justice system that we currently have is kind of biased. Try to go give y'all a timeline real quick, just so y'all tracking. So I think in like January, like the end of January is when he came out saying that he got attacked and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
From that time up until now, there's so many things that has happened. So the prosecutor, I can't remember her name. She's a female. I want to say her last name is Fox or something like that.
Yeah, it was Kim Fox.
Kim Fox.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was a special prosecutor. She said, okay, we're not going to waste any dollars on this. Basically, Jussie, we're going to give you a little fine, time served type deal.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was the judge was like, nah, it ain't going down like that. I don't think you investigated it. So we're going to make sure that I put somebody on the case to make sure that it's investigated correctly. So what the judge did, he has never done in any case before, right? So what stemmed from that is what we're seeing now. He got prosecuted and sentenced to 150 days. So just a brief timeline of everything that's going on, just highlighting everything. So on that note, I'm just going to go ahead and pass it to you, Lex.
Okay, so when this first happened, I was floored, right? Like super supportive of Jussie, who would do something like this. And then I'm somebody who really follows TV and film. So I don't just know Jussie Smollett from Empire. I know him from a show he did with all his sisters and brothers when TGIF was popping, like when I was younger. And he used to record stuff on videotapes. Like I was really a fan of him and his family. And then if you follow his family, like I do, they're really well mannered people, right? Like they're never in the limelight. So this was so interesting. Like, why would they do that to him? So I really believed that something did happen. And then I kind of just let it go. I never really thought about it again. And then it just kept coming up, all these different loopholes that was happening within the story, especially when he didn't want to give his phone records to the police, which I thought was interesting. But I mean, talk about fucking some shit up for the culture, right? Like we cannot afford these kind of things as a people, in my opinion. We cannot afford these kind of foolish things to happen. But I believe so much in his upbringing, like I know him, that something in me tells me that he's not by himself in this. He's the one that's being blamed for this, sure. He's the one that participated in this, absolutely. I have a feeling something in me is telling me that whatever plan that was devised wasn't devised just by him. It was with someone else that is big enough to not be able to take this fall, in my opinion. Because why the hell would you keep saying I'm not suicidal? That's the only thing that's really fucking me up. Everything else, the judge, that doesn't shock me. His reaction to that doesn't shock me at all. The fact that they wanted him to pay the police officers like $130,000 for all of their overtime for the case because they feel like you've wasted our time. Bullshit. White people waste time all the time. Like, people do that all the time. People waste time all the time. So I thought those things were kind of like, whatever. But it's weird that he keeps saying, including his siblings too, they've gone online and said, my brother is not suicidal. My brother's not suicidal. Like, why would you keep saying that? And I have a good idea or a good understanding of why someone would say that, especially with the Sandra Blands of the world and all of the things that have happened to our people while taken in custody. So I can understand why. But I just think it's so interesting. Like I wouldn't be shocked if years from now there's a documentary that comes out and then we're all gonna hear all of this other stuff that we didn't know. Because why him? Out of everybody, out of all the actors, all the singers, why him? Journey Smollett has been in this industry since she was like six. His sister, no one fucks with her. Like everybody loves her. Everybody, she's like she's so respected. She's such an awesome Black queen, right? So, and then his other sister is awesome. His brothers are chefs. They're doing their thing. They're all respectable people. So why him? Maybe in my head, I'm thinking you got caught up in the limelight, sure, and you participated in this foolery, and you should be in trouble. But I do not think that he should be in jail. Like I don't think he should have to actually physically go to jail for this particular thing, and that just says a lot about, like you said, the biases in our judicial system. Because if this was a white person, he wouldn't be in jail. He would have had all his fines and stuff, especially somebody who never been in trouble before. He would have had the fines, and in my opinion, he would have had the fines and things, but he wouldn't have spent any time in jail. I do think it's interesting that I think this is the same jail R. Kelly is in, and that just makes me giggle a little bit. Little bit, because can you imagine both of them in this prison? Oh, it's gonna be a book. I feel something is coming out of this, is for sure. But the fact that he participated in this for so long, whatever the reason is, I try really hard not to assume some stuff that I know, like I know, because I don't. But it doesn't make sense, and I need somebody to make it make sense. Because why would you lie for this long? That happened in 2019. It's 2022. Like, what are you doing? That happened when COVID came out.
Tell you, I think it was a publicity stunt gone wrong.
Right.
You know how some of those celebrities, they do these different things to put their face in the limelight for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it kind of fades out. And you might hear about it spurts here and there, here and there. And I really think that's what it was. He was like, okay, well, maybe he came up with something, maybe not exactly what happened, but he came up with something and it went left. And then once everybody started getting involved in it, he had to stick with this timeline of things that happened. He had to stick with, okay, this is what happened. This is why I said what I said. This is who was involved. And I think that's just the basis of it. I mean, from the beginning of it, like Alexa said, I was with him. I was behind him. Oh my goodness, you got attacked. Why? We don't understand this. Out of the blue, they may have wanted money. They may have wanted this. And then all these other things started coming to the head. And it just spiraled. Being a part of law enforcement at some point in my life, I can see how the justice system did him an unjust, but they wanted to make what's the word for it? An example out of him. So because it's gone on so long, it's now, okay, he is the scapegoat for all these things. You do this because you're a person of color. Now this is what's going to happen to you if you, put these things together and it don't play out the way it should be. It should play out, okay, this happened. Oh, I got attacked. Or, oh, this happened. These people were involved. Okay, I'm clear of it now. My name is in the limelight for a little bit. Now I'm getting these different parts, these different things in the industry, and boom, I'm done.
Well, okay. So for everybody that's watching and listening, right, Miss Alexis and Miss Eugenia, right, they have said it. They've spoken so eloquently, right, about and described everything how they feel great. So for y'all that know me, the name of the show is, on the block with Nick, and we keep it 100 all the way round on the block. So I'm about to go in, right? I'm really about to go in. So first things first, this is what we all need to be asking ourselves, right? Why did you do this in the first place? What was your end game? Right? That's the main question. Because see, a lot of people, I listen to a lot of things and I remember a lot of things. So at one point in time, right? And again, my comments are not meant to offend anyone, right? We all understand that Mr. Smollett here is, he's a gay man. He's a gay black man. Okay. It is what it is, right? But you can't be out here calling yourself the gay Tupac.
Right.
Right? You gave yourself that name, homeboy, in a club. Right? Do y'all remember when that audio came out?
Yes.
He gave himself that. Okay. Right? So then on top of that, right? Another issue, and I'm going to try to not talk all night, but another issue that I have here, let's start with our peoples, the black community, right? It's already hard. We got enough adventure in life day to day doing normal shit. Right? Ryan Coogler, who had people of all colors, genders, sexual orientations, sexual preferences, disabilities. He had people saying Wakanda forever. He had people out here thinking that Wakanda was an actual place. Right? Ryan Coogler just got arrested the other day in Atlanta for trying to rob himself of $12,000. I'm going to say that one more time. He went to the bank and robbed himself. He woke up and said, you know what, Ryan? I'm going to rob you today, Ryan. Okay? And this is how it's going to go down. 12 G's? His movie grossed over $1 billion worldwide. 12 G's. So it's just normal shit, right? We got to be worried about having to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth for cutting in front of us at line just because of our skin color, right? That's the normal shit that us black folks got to do every day, right? That's adventures for us. So this man want to sit here, and the black folks, our community, we all want to sit here and we want to say, oh, for those that are so-called supporting him, oh, I understand what he's going through. Well, I don't, right? Because, bruh, you are in Hollywood. You were one of the stars on a major show, right? Empire was handling. They was bringing in Fox more money every week when they came on. And you take it upon yourself to say, you know what? I'm just going. I hit Subway 3 a.m, right? Then these dudes, then I get attacked at Subway out of all places. Mr. Eat Fresh. I get attacked there. They put a noose around my neck. Yeah, and then they had on the MAGA caps. First off, there is no footage that shows anything. No. Right? You in Chicago, right? This ain't no knock on Chicago, but they kill for less in Chicago.
Yeah.
So you telling me there is no footage anywhere, right? Then you sit here and you hold on to this story. Because see, in his mind, you know what Mr. Smollett said he was going to do? His whole plan was, I am going to make myself a hero and be the face of lynching, hate crimes, and all this and that. So then now, when people see me, it's going to catapult me even more in Hollywood, right? So then now, I got the book deals coming in. I'm going to be having a conversation with Oprah. We're going to be dropping tears together. I'm going to be, on a book tour with Michelle Obama. Right? I'm going to be bigger than Michelle, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do. And then Hollywood going to say, hey, now we going to make you the star in this major motion picture film. You're going to become now the face of Hollywood. You know what ended up happening? He became the face of getting his ass whooped. How you set up something that you get your ass whooped for something that you set up? It doesn't work that way. You don't set up you getting your own ass whooped. It just don't work. And then when he gets sentenced, see, he's an actor. So for everybody that's listening to my voice and for everybody that can see me, he did what we say down south. He act. That's what he did. He act with the teeth, with the emphasis on the teeth. Because now he's sitting up here in court, walking out with the black power fist, saying, "I am not suicidal. If something happened to me, this is on y'all. I am not suicidal." Right? So then let's talk about his sentencing, right? See, everybody keep on focusing in on the major headline. 150 days in jail and 30 months of probation. But if you focus on the little smaller details, it also says that 150 days gets cut down to 75 days with good behavior, right? Also, while he's in jail, right? And you brought up, and Alexis, you brought up R. Kelly. Let me tell y'all the amenities that Mr. Smollett is getting while he's in jail. He has his own cell. He has a guard that is posted up outside of his cell. He gets to watch TV whenever he wants. He gets to make phone calls whenever he wants. While everybody else on the other side, my man is sitting right here. R. Kelly don't even get that. R. Kelly got his ass whooped soon as he walked inside the cookout.
Wow.
Right? So spare me. I don't feel sorry for this man. And then when you look at everybody that's talking, you talked about his sister. His sister name is Journey. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Right? A major player in Hollywood. Right? I remember her on the movie that she did with her and Megan Good with Samuel L. Jackson. I forgot the name of the movie. Eve's Bayou. Yes, I remember that. Right? So when she was on there, but you notice she ain't said a word.
She ain't say shit. I do.
It's been the brothers that's been talking.
It's the brother.
Mama was in the courtroom. Mama ain't said a word. You know why? Because our mamas know us.
Because they know he
came out of them. They know our tendencies, right? But now he's sitting around here. He wants the world to feel sorry for him. Bruh, I don't feel sorry for you because you should have never put yourself in that predicament to begin with. You could have got killed. Black men and women are dying for fucking less. But you take it upon yourself. Hey, I'm the gay Tupac and I'm getting an Oscar for this performance. No, sir, Playboy. So enjoy that 75 days. In the country club resort. You're right. I understand you in Cook County, but don't nobody else get all that. And then you know what's going to happen. And then here's another person. I'm sorry for belittling, but I got to get all this off my chest. Taraji P Henson.
What'd she do?
Right.
Listen up to let me tell y'all something out here in the black community. Let me tell y'all something to everybody that's listening. Y'all better stop taking things that happen and try to apply them to everything. It's like when I get tired of seeing others want to use, especially in politics, people want to use Martin Luther King sayings when it directly affects black and brown folks. Right? Don't do that. So Miss Taraji P Henson has the nerve to put on an Instagram post. She wants to bring up Emmett Till.
What?
Oh yes. First, so let's for all the viewers out there and the younger people that don't know their history, Emmett Till was murdered. A 14-year-old boy was murdered because he whistled at a white woman in Mississippi. Why did he whistle? Because he had a speech problem. And his mother told him before, like if you get too excited and you feel that you're going to start stuttering, whistle first. Get yourself together. Then you can, calm yourself down and then you're able to talk. So this white woman says, this black boy whistled at me. They took Emmett Till and they beat this boy to death. They put chicken wire around his neck with a cotton gin motor and threw him in water. That's why his face was so as dismembered as it was. That's why his mother held an open casket so the world can see. Look at what these people did to my baby. And Miss Taraji P Henson wants to say, well, they murdered Emmett Till. You don't bring up Emmett Till in this situation, Cookie. You don't do that.
But what does that even have to do with the whole
Exactly. And then, so basically, what she's trying to say is the punishment does not fit the crime, right? But then she also says, right, but she also says, hey, I'm not going to get into an argument with people about his innocence because he ain't innocent. So
Right.
nothing to argue.
Right. No one's really saying, well, let me not say that. I don't think anyone for real believes that he's innocent.
Man,
I think
come on.
people are just on this wagon of him just he shouldn't have to do the time just because so many other people get away with so much. But that's kind of like OJ, where everybody's like, all right,
you see what I'm saying?
But
exactly.
But I agree with that. Like, I don't understand why she would bring that up. That has nothing to do with this. Everything is not a civil rights movement. Everything is not for that.
Yeah, and then his brothers is calling on civil rights activists.
Oh my goodness!
To stand up for my brother.
And this is the only thing that makes me think that it was this whole thing was staged in a lie, because most people, right? Most people, for the most part, especially Black people, when things like that do happen to you, the last thing you want is mad attention. The last thing, the fact that when they came to his house, like when the cops came to his house, when that whole thing went down, he still had the damn noose around his neck.
Who does that?
So Showtime to me. Like, it's so Showtime.
Who does that?
What the hell? And his excuse was that he just wanted to make sure that they saw it around. But you could have took pictures. You could have done so many other things. You don't have to keep that. You just walking around your house with the fucking noose on your neck still.
Like, goddamn rope around your damn neck. You would show the world that you somebody.
Like, hurt yourself getting it off of you. You would be so, like, shocked at the fact that that even happened to you, that most people would be like, get all this off of me. So the fact that, like, a lot of stuff does feel very like you said,
because that's what he's doing.
Because it doesn't make any sense. I just think now, in just this climate of what's happening, people are just gonna ride the wave of he shouldn't have to necessarily be in jail, right? But I agree with you 1000%. Like, I don't necessarily feel like I wake up tomorrow and I think about this. Like, if he goes to jail and he does the 75 days, he'll be all right, just like everybody else was. I just, like you said, that very important question is, why would you do this from the gate?
And then here's another thing, right? You could everybody. I respect everybody's opinion on this panel, but if you say that, okay, he shouldn't go to jail, they put Martha Stewart in prison.
Yeah, they did, exactly.
What you think they gonna do to your light skin ass?
And
that's what I want to know.
Chicago definitely had a hard on for this. Like, they was not letting this go. They were not gonna let it go. Chicago.
Ooh.
So here's kind of what they're comparing it to.
Okay.
What's the lady name? The lady who so he got arrested for basically lying to the police.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is perjury, correct?
No, perjury is on the stand. You got to be on
the stand. Okay, my apologies. Okay.
But he basically got convicted for lying to the police, right? So what they're trying to compare it to is what's the you remember the lady who was on the phone saying, help, I'm getting attacked, and accused the Black man of basically harming her. They're comparing it along those lines. So with her, she lied to the police and didn't basically get everything, because I think his was what, a class 4 felony, right?
Yeah.
It's class 4 felony. But hers got dropped to a misdemeanor and then thrown out completely. So what they're saying is, how is it that we already know why, but how is it that she gets that favorable treatment and he doesn't? And that goes back to when you got money, It don't matter how much money you got. You need to
Word.
realize that you still black at the
Yes.
end of the day. And especially when it comes to the judicial system,
Yep.
you're not
Yep.
going to win. You're not going. It's not going to play out like you think it is.
Not a useless. Maybe I do want to say useless. I just think the argument is just throw the argument out because it's like it's gonna be literally just beating a dead horse. As Black people, we've been asking these questions for centuries. There's never going to ever be an answer that we're going to be like, okay, we're satisfied with that answer. It is just some things, unfortunately or not, I don't know, because a lot of our struggle makes us popping, right? So whether unfortunately or not, it's just some things as Black people that you just know. You should know better. You should know better.
Right.
He should have known better, period. Like in my opinion, right? I just feel like he should have known better. We don't have the luxury of those things, of those shenanigans. We just don't. Especially him. It wasn't like this was Denzel or somebody of some sort of, real stature that you're like, nope, it don't matter. Whatever Denzel said, we're going to believe.
We gonna
Will Smith
ride
or
with it.
somebody like that.
Yes, sir. We gonna ride with it. Yeah.
Exactly. This is Jussie Smollett. Like, dude, you just came through. You've been on some other stuff, the Mighty Ducks, all that shit that Black Americans would know but you just got big time. So if things don't make sense to me, I blame it on one or two things: drugs or gambling. If things don't make sense, tell me you either on a drug or that you are in some sort of gambling issue, because it doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna assume that he was on some drugs, right? Like you already.
But you know what though? You got to add one more to that now, and
What?
that's mental health.
I agree.
That's
You're
that's
right.
the new thing
You're right.
coming into the picture.
You're absolutely right.
And we all know that. We also know that fame is a powerful drug.
It
Because when you
really
get
is.
it, you
can't
feel
even
it,
imagine.
you feel untouchable. And then the other thing is, dude, you're on a major network show. Where is your bodyguard?
The network that is notoriously known for being the racist network
Exactly.
of them all.
Where's your bodyguard at?
He had to ride with something.
That's what I'm saying, right? You don't have an assistant, right? You can't Uber. That Uber Eats. You telling me Uber Eats? It's Subway.
Did y'all catch that? Supposedly one of the two brothers that did participate, the African brothers, I can't think of their last name. Did y'all peep that when he was on stand, he confessed to sleeping with one of them?
Yeah,
that he was like his lover or something.
Yeah,
like that?
they had a romantic.
You're making this worse.
On.
Like, stop.
So they came up with it.
Stop. You're making this bad. Damn.
You asked your lover to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
They didn't think he would do anything that would hurt him too much.
And you know, white people, they already let Bill Cosby out. They was not letting him get away with this. They like, we already had to give up Bill, bring him back to the streets. Right. We're gonna hold on to R. Kelly for dear life.
Oh my God.
And now we're gonna do a light-skinned one. And a gay one. Oh, y'all should be so embarrassed that y'all own people created this lie.
But Lex, check it out though. Check it out. Guess who else ain't saying nothing? His community. His community ain't saying nothing. They don't stay quiet. The gay community don't stay quiet. Because the gay community is like, hey, player, you touch one of ours. We bringing the wrath down. The gay community, every time when somebody called to get a statement, they just hit decline. Yep.
And what's interesting is that in the world that I'm in, I know a lot of gay guys, gay Black men that are actual friends with him.
Right.
And so it's really interesting because even their take on it is just like, yo.
You see what I'm saying?
Like
they just looking at him like, dog. Really?
Really? I don't even know. Damn, that's true. Wow.
Let me add this in. So I just looked up the code for that crime itself, the Penal Code 148.5, is the California statute that makes it illegal to make a false police report of a crime. This report could be of a misdemeanor or felony offense. False reporting is only a crime if the person making the report knows it to be false. The offense is punishable up to 6 months in jail. If they would have kept up with the story, if the story would have stayed solid and complete, probably would have got away with it being what it was. But he started going left and right and this and that, and it was,
because like I'm gonna tell you something, man. Look, man, people be out here talking all this shit about, hey, I ain't gonna snitch and all this and that, and I feel you, but things change when you facing time. Because the one thing in life that we can never get back is time. Right now, if you got to go to jail or prison or whatever for doing something to protect your family, okay, you go ahead and you do that. But bro, you want me to get on stand and say, hey, hey, I did this, right? When we, any banking institution can show that you cut me a check to whoop your ass. Oh, I thought we was in character. I didn't know what was going on. I just did it, and now I'm sitting up here on the stand. Meanwhile, while you walking around here, gay Tupac, telling everybody, ride with me. Ain't nobody riding with you. No.
I'm so mad at that.
Exactly. Your own damn sister ain't saying nothing. She too busy wondering why Lovecraft Country got cut. Why they ain't bring that back for the second season. She ain't got time to be dealing with this bullshit here. Your ass.
She's still getting work. And I would think that would be smart because she's still getting work. She just announced something recently. I don't remember what it was, but she just announced something
with his sister.
Right.
So
and then the other thing is think about the check that he was getting from Fox. Like, what you think I'm about to fuck up these commas? Oh, I would slap myself in the mirror if that's what you need. If that's the excitement that you need, I would just smack myself in the mirror and then go to work the next day. I'm good. But I ain't fucking up these commas.
Everybody that worked on that show has to be pissed. Has to be pissed. Because none of those people deserved for their shows to get canceled. Because it didn't just cancel Empire, to cancel the show after that called Star, which was really effing good.
Yeah, the one with Queen Latifah and the young ladies. Yep. So enough. So enough. Yeah.
And it was so good, and their shit just had to get canceled because it's under the umbrella of Lee Daniels. And at the time, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if this is true or not, this is allegedly, but I feel like I read somewhere that Lee Daniels and Jussie Smollett dated each other for a little while.
They probably
did. And I think
that
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's so interesting. Yeah. I read that. I feel like I read that they dated each other for a little bit. So I can't imagine how messy that is. But all of those people lost their jobs, from film crew to everybody. They've lost their jobs. And in Star, those are new actors. It wasn't like they can go and be like, oh, I'm gonna just get on this. You know, they got to work their ways back up again in a certain way. So I would be freaking pissed if I was them. But I'm dying to know. I just want to know. Just tell the truth.
People, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't, because then when the real truth come out, which it already has, you're gonna be like,
this motherfucker.
Exactly. That's what you're gonna say. He ain't even gonna get one of them Lifetime documentaries.
No, like a bio.
Hell, they gave R. Kelly a whole goddamn weekend. This man won't even get 30 minutes. I'd be like, bro, we don't even got enough to take it to a goddamn commercial break.
Especially in his community. Well, and let me not say that as if that's not also my community, right? Like, but in his community, in terms of the LGBTQ community, when trans people are absolutely getting fucked up and getting killed and like really being violated.
Damn.
For no reason.
Why would you?
No reason.
Why would you do that to your own community? Even if this was just not about us as Black people, that's such a marginalized community and such a sensitive area in terms of who's better on those letters, right? That's crazy on its own merit. So I'm just so shocked by that whole, like, by this whole entire thing. But whatever it was, it ain't worth it because he's willing to act insane to
You gotta keep it up.
Right. He's got to. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. And then Taraji wants to say his career in Hollywood is over. No, it's not.
No,
No,
I
it's not.
just seen him in a movie not too long
Right.
ago.
If he
That-
would have played
Columbus
this,
Short went to jail for slapping his wife. I don't
but
even know if
here's how
that's
you know if
and
he
he
would have
still
been
got
telling the
nothing.
truth. If he would have
Yes.
telling the truth, he'd have just did his time.
Mhm.
He'd have been like, heard you. You know, like, okay. If he would have played this the right way, he would be sitting in jail for 75 days and niggas would be writing him, asking him for Netflix
There
series.
you go. Yes, ma'am.
There's a
Yes,
fucking
ma'am.
white girl, man,
Yes,
that got a
ma'am.
Netflix series about how she conned everybody into
Oh, you
thinking
talking
she
about
was,
Anna? Yeah, you talking about
yeah,
the chick Anna? Yeah,
she
yeah.
was in
Mm-hmm.
jail
Yes.
when they approached her about this series, and Shonda
Yes.
Rhimes picked that up because she ain't no dummy. I fuck with Shonda Rhimes,
And for people
but
who don't know, Shonda Rhimes is a black woman. That's
a
what people
black
don't know,
ass
right?
woman.
Who owns ABC on Thursday nights?
Let me tell you something.
Come on now.
Put some respect on it. Ava
You
DuVernay would
damn
have picked
right.
that up, but she could
Yes.
have played this and still had a brand if he played this the right way. But this is how you know that all of this has to be a lie because there's no truth where the devil lives. It just don't make sense. It just doesn't
Yep.
make sense. People like Chris Brown, for an example. How many women say that he raped them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown will
Mm-hmm.
immediately film himself tape like with the girl talking like I miss you,
Yep.
babe. Da, da, da. When you know
Yes.
you telling the truth, Jussie keeps saying I did not do this. So who the fuck did then? Like I get it, but then you need to
Somebody
start
else did it.
snitching because you look crazy in these
Yes.
streets. Like
Yes.
who did it? The fact that there's nothing that he's willing to give
Mm.
is just it's telling. It's telling because most, especially black men, they like hitting you with the na 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 na. I told you I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was any truth in this, even if he still had gotten sentenced, the way he handled it wouldn't be so outburst. It would be like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
really was the gay Tupac,
As you say.
you would
As
have
you
went in
say.
there and did your time, did your little 75 days,
Right.
and
Right.
figured out how to make this work for you and be like, I'm still gonna say that.
Definitely gotta continue this conversation because we just scratched the surface on a lot of things
Yeah,
that
we did.
we
Mm-hmm.
need to address,
Mhm.
especially in the black community, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
make sure y'all keep your lines open. And once again, we got the block hot. And I appreciate y'all getting it blazing, and we out.